Hey everyone, I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, and today we're going to be talking about my blockchain and crypto monetized social media metrics and earnings results for the month of July. It's always a mouthful to say, but essentially we're looking at these platforms that are either giving you crypto for posting or they're on the blockchain in some regard and reward you in some way. And we're looking at that, my earnings, how much can you earn, as well as how well I'm doing on these platforms, how much engagements and followers, and how well can you actually do by utilizing these platforms, and is it really worth your time? And then looking at some of my recommendations as to where you might actually want to spend some of your time. So we'll jump into all that good stuff after a quick word from my sponsor today.
A big thank you and shout out to my sponsor Cake Wallet, which is an open source, non-custodial Bitcoin and Monero wallet that also has a built-in exchange. It's available on iOS and Android.
All right, let's get into it. So for the month of July, everything's starting to track along a little bit better. I had a pretty dismal month last month. I wasn't sure what went on with my followers, but definitely the followers are lagging a little bit. Everything else is okay, but yeah, my followers have definitely been lagging a little bit. But, it is what it is. I haven't been posting that much, so it's understandable. And, August probably isn't going to be much better because I had the crypto conference, the futurist conference that I was there for a few days. And then I've been looking for places to move, and I'm moving now this weekend. So lots and lots going on in this month. But next month, I hope to, I know I keep saying I'm going to do this, but the very first video, I will refuse to do anything other than putting out my comprehensive blockchain social media review. Along with that, I hope to then soon after do an alternative social platform review that doesn't cover crypto but covers everything else. And then I'm going to, try to follow up after a little bit with reviewing all the wallets, all the crypto exchanges, lots and lots of really good breakdowns and comparisons that it's been taking me a very, very long time to do reviews and research and actually do the due diligence that I've, properly reviewed these platforms and given them a fair shake. So, it takes time, but it is what it is. So in terms of individual platforms and how they're performing, these are some of the ones that I track a little bit more closely. YouTube, I continue to lose followers on. Not sure if the algorithm hates me or, whatever it happens to be, but it is what it is. Everything else is doing fine though. LBRY is really, really slowed down. I'll say that though for sure. But everything else is doing fine. There's nothing really that I need to call out specifically. So we'll just jump ahead to the earnings after a quick refresher on promotions. I always like to remind people that when I do get sponsors and do promotions, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm using their products daily or that I 100% agree with everything that they do, or if they do something in the future that I endorsed it because of this. These are companies that I'm essentially selling ad space to on my channel because I don't want to make, dedicated reviews for some platform and then they scam people or do something. And then people are like, why did you make this review? And how did you not know this? And so a lot of the stuff that I just do is just short little sponsor ads, 10 seconds, very, very unintrusive. I don't want to be selling to you guys. I want these videos to be 99.99% about teaching you something or sharing insights, useful information, not getting paid to shill some coin to you or whatever. So 99% of the time, I'm avoiding doing anything like that. And if I do, I always disclose everything. And that's why I put this stuff out, because I know as a crypto influencer who's done tons of collaborations, spoken to a lot of crypto influencers, I'm in groups with these people. They don't disclose. Most people do not disclose their sponsors. It's very, very concerning. That's the reality. So to combat that, I post everything that I've ever worked with, and I'm always disclosing everything and being very upfront with that. That's my little disclaimer reminder, because it's very important that people know that. Some people might say, well, you've worked with so many sponsors, you're kind of just shilling too. And it's yeah, but I'm honest about it. And I'm not wasting your time, being paid to tell you to do something. It's clearly an ad. It's 10 seconds. It's not misleading, essentially. So in terms of earnings, this is my July earnings breakdown. Finally starting to go back up again as the market starts to recover and I'm starting to post a little bit more. I see the earnings reflecting that. So Publish OX, pretty good, a little bit more than usual, which is nice, $45.82. Brave browser's a little bit less than usual, with 81 cents. LBRY is a little bit more than usual, $1.78. In the last review, I was debating even removing LBRY from this list because it was so dismal, abysmal. But you can still earn money there, so I might as well include it just to be fair. LeoFinance, 34 cents. Hive, $66.43. Even though I'm barely earning anything with Leo at this point, it's still just, an extra to go with Hive. So it's not something that I'm really concerned about. If anything, my Hive earnings is technically just 34 cents more. But, I break it all out so that you know where you might want to go and post in terms of a community within Hive. That's one thing that's really great about Hive is that you can post to sub-communities within Hive and earn extra tokens from that community on top of whatever you're getting already. Plus, those people could help boost you on Hive in general, and then you could earn more Hives. So it definitely makes sense to be patronizing these communities. Coast.tv, I earned over 1,000 Coast, which was about $9, so that's good to see. Coast is it's good, but again, it's still like approval based, and it's kind of like, I'm not a fan, but I mean, they're not very restrictive with their withdrawals, which is nice, although it is a little confusing. But they're restrictive with approving posts and things like that. That's the only thing where I'm a little hesitant with recommending it, but I mean, if you're going to post to a bunch of places, you might as well post there. I'm earning a lot more there than I am on many platforms, so, you might as well try it out. Plus, if your content is decent, a lot of my content makes the home page, like the front page of Coast.tv, so that's really nice to see as well. Although there's a lot of spam comments. Read.Cash and Noise.Cash starting to go up a little bit again, $46.62. But I mean, I'm earning equal to, if not more, Bitcoin Cash there. But Bitcoin Cash is worth so little that it doesn't really reflect as it used to. So, I mean, there was a time when Bitcoin Cash was worth like over $400 not even that long ago. And, now it's at 180. So, you got to keep that in mind. Prices will also go down in bear markets and you'll lose some of your income. But then as you go back up in the bull market, if you didn't sell it, there should really be no issue as long as you're trying to do this for the long term. Or maybe you just, every time you get paid, you just withdraw it out and then you spend it and do whatever. And maybe that might work. But in the bear market, you really want to hold on to this as long as you are confident that it's going to go back up. And I know Bitcoin Cash will. Even though I don't like saying invest in Bitcoin Cash or Dash, for example, they are very, very great as a medium for buying things, which is nice. DTube, I earned 104 DTC, which is more than previously, so that's good to see. That's $16.35. And yeah, I mean, DTube has its problems with posting, but overall, you're better posting there than not because it's also one of the only blockchain platforms I know that has really good cross posting. And I can post from DTube to Blurt to Saray. I mean, not to Saray. From DTube to Blurt, Hive, and Steam all at once. Though I just do Blurt and Steam, and then I do my Hive stuff separately on 3Speak and LeoFinance because it's hard to properly do all the metadata and things when you're cross-posting. So I like to separate those. Blurt, as what I've gotten from DTube from that cross posting, $6.82 from 789 Blurt. So that's really good to see. YouTube, $27.23 just from my general ad monetization. And then Saray, it's gone down a little bit in value, which is unfortunate, but I'm earning an insane amount on there, like way more than I was previously. 7,433 SRE. That's only worth about $9, but hey, I mean, as just an extra little Hive clone, it's a nice way to make some more money, and why knock it? And the grand total is $230 Canadian, which is a 61% increase from the previous month. So, not bad to see. I mean, you can see these earnings are pretty bad compared to what I was getting in the past, but as crypto market starts to recover and we go back into a bullish market, I'm sure these earnings are going to reflect that as well. I don't think we'll ever get back to $5,000 a month, because that was kind of anomalous with like LBRY when it was doing really well. Now LBRY has pretty much fallen off and become very, very centralized, and it's just not an ideal place. But it's still better to be there than not. But it's really not lived up to what it was supposed to be. Either way, these are my earnings for the month of July. Let me know, where are you guys earning cryptocurrency? Am I wrong on any of these things? I mean, it's hard to be wrong per se. I mean, I'm just sharing you what the data is. Do you disagree with my thoughts on any of these platforms? Like, do you think maybe LBRY is really good and I'm just doing something wrong? Always curious to hear feedback from you guys. Always looking for new social platforms to check out, test, all that kind of stuff. I always want to find new things because, as you see, like LBRY could be earning me $5,000 one month, and then the next month, now I'm earning $1. Like, pretty insane, because like I'm down 99.9% basically in terms of my earnings on LBRY. But maybe there's new platforms out there that have that kind of potential as well, and that's why you've always got to be looking for new things and iterating and, making, never just getting complacent, never just staying only on certain platforms and not looking to new places and expanding, because, things are always going to be changing. If you're not willing to change, then you're going to struggle against that change, and you're better to change with the change and then make some change in terms of crypto. So let me know what you guys are doing and where you're earning. Again, always looking for new platforms. That's really, really what I want to see. I mean, I've been getting a lot of people sending me DMs of new platforms and things to check out. So that's really exciting. I'll make sure to get all that into my blockchain social comprehensive review, which is also why it's taking so long, because every time I get close to finishing, there's new things to look at, new things to review. One site, 2 sites, 3 sites, 10 sites make updates. I have to go back in and kind of reanalyze things, because if they fix something really important, then maybe it is worth using. And then I give my final recommendations on what to use. But, just looking at this, if you were only going to use like a couple platforms, I like Hive and Read.Cash and Noise.Cash. These are kind of like the best mix. It's where I earn the most. I earn a good amount on PublishOX in comparison, but PublishOX approves authors and there's more restrictions, and it's all ERC20 tokens when you're withdrawing. So, it's harder to sell those and all that kind of stuff. With Hive and Read.Cash, there's no problems whatsoever. Tons of liquidity compared to everything else. And I just feel the most confident using those. And then you could passively do Brave Browser, because Brave Browser is always a good time. But you do need to KYC if you want to actually earn. So if you're really just looking for decentralization and earning crypto, I'd say Hive and Read.Cash. But if you really want to, do the works, then this is the list that you could refer to. That I had on my screen earlier: PublishOX, Brave Browser, LBRY, Hive, LeoFinance is a community within Hive, Coast.tv, Read.Cash, Noise.Cash, DTube, YouTube, Blurt, and Surrey. There's other platforms out there that I'm earning on as well, but they're either too restrictive or I can't track them very well or whatever it happens to be, so I'm not sharing that with you yet. But, things change. So let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. And if you did watch to the very end, make sure to comment #1ham in the comments below. And that way I know you watched the whole video. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, signing off. Cheers.